further ado, we are ready to start this poetry slam. Give some love to your first poet in the first round. Give it up for Paulie Lipman!
Name's Paulie Lipman. Lived all over the place. Northeast, Florida. I used to do Renaissance fairs for a living, so I was all over the place for that. Moved here in like '97. I've been writing poetry since I was like 10, but I didn't start taking it seriously till disastrous readings at the Friday open mic at the Merc. Someone suggested that what I was looking for was the slam. So I wandered into that and went, yeah, I like this.
You can't wear your stomach on your face and expect any difference. His gut reaction was always bile. Performance anxiety, we always kept him on stage.
Not to say I was any good when I started, but yeah. But I've been listening to stuff that, pre-slam, like the Last Poets. There were poetry and spoken word groups and various recordings that I got into. Last Poets being prominent among them, some Gil Scott-Heron, even some William Burroughs.
The Vader's compass is binary. Crosshatch, a vacant lot, is analog. A sailor's compass is a 1 and a 0. Maps are a random number generator. Magnets are analog.
Well, as opposed to activism, I've seen it do wondrous things. Local poet named Amal Kassir at the Brave New Voices Youth Nationals was on final stage. One of the 2 years the Denver youth team won. She did this poem about Syria. She's from Syria, and it just blew up. The video blew up, and it led to a lot of interviews, a lot of getting word out there about the war in Syria, and getting interviewed and getting involved in projects. So
you can try to flinch. You can try to feign surprise. Try not me. Try colorblind. Try 1/16. Try some of my best friends. Now fuck it. Try post-racial society and see if it don't catch on the frayed noose stuck in the back of your teeth.
YouTube is definitely where a lot of it, media-wise, and influential. Poets can have millions of views of a poem. I have a poem up on Button Poetry right now, and it's 9,000 something views. More than, I know a poet out of Minneapolis, or Minnesota, named Neil Hilborn. His poem, this one poem of his, is 6 million views. That would not have been possible.
Far too often, humor gives ignorance a place to hide. But so does Jack Daniels and Lone Star. And unsubtle 10-year-olds throwing shade at each other across the soccer field, the epithets hidden beneath every good game.
Well, yeah, you've got people talking about things that do affect them personally, or they are things they are in the midst of, or things they are moved by, and yeah, it's a very direct. Be it on stage to an audience, or you take something like YouTube and you can put it out there. Yeah, it's definitely more personal.
I used to think I had a right to deny it. That my blood, cursed since we were framed for the spear in the side of a Messiah, that my people, hounded out of every inch of good dirt this earth holds, arrogantly convinced me our Holocaust was the first and only, that barbed wire star of David lodged in our veins, branded us other and entitled.
It's a great vehicle for personal experience, personal stories. I don't think of slam as a style of poetry, a vehicle for it. It's a forum for it. Because I've seen all types work. But yeah, I don't know. I've seen more challenging, and some people going the more challenging route and asking their audience to think as well as feel.
The blue and white borders I have flown have since bled into the rainbow banner of the men and women I choose to bring to bed, and so many other flags flown. My common red beneath all of this has been bleached into gray, but I can choose to show you all that.
Because immediate impact works in slam, because that gets you a good score. There are people oh, I'm affected right now. I'll give a high score. But to me, you want to have impact at that moment, but you also want to make people go, what did he mean by that one thing? If they're still thinking about it days later and go back to it, which is why YouTube and CDs are a good thing, and go back, that to me is success.
Try shutting up long enough to hear. Try realizing the difference between appreciating other cultures and holding them hostage. Try more questions, and then, if your own camouflage tricks ignorant little motherfuckers into thinking you agree with them, try facts, try reason, try educating, try eloquence, try reminding them of every rattled of every blocked border, of every auction block, of every internment camp, of every Holocaust. Try taking every run-together color underneath your skin and paint their pedestal so bright they can no longer deny that it is there.
It's like this, you've gotten in this person's head, and they're thinking about your work.
Death is death is death. Off, off, off. A gun is a switch. A noose is a relay. God speaks disaster. A hurricane is power. An earthquake, analog. Lightning is power. Electricity, digital. AC/DC, digital. Reproduction is binary.
I never would have, thought it would go to this worldwide level that it is now. I mean, you've got slams all over the world. I keep in touch with a person who runs a slam in Jerusalem. Slam is huge in Germany. I believe Japan as well. It's all over the world, so that's a great thing. And with, now a poet from a different country can go to other countries and perform and be able to do that. They can go to France, England, wherever, and be able to find shows or people that like-minded people to do that with.
When millions of Hindus want to return to calm, they place me in their throats and expel the original wisdom back into existence. I am sacred, so take me off your moleskins, your white-owned yoga studio logos, and the slave-wage t-shirts you sport in hopes of deceiving Eastern studies majors into bowing before your second chakra.
One of my ideals is to have just have it go totally multimedia. You've got a performance voice, you've got video, you've got audio. We have the technology now, and technology is not cheap enough. YouTube can subtitle it for you, or you can translate it. With technology, you can have video going and have it translating your poem into multiple languages while you do it. That to me is amazing. People that try to shy away from technology and saying, well, it's just the poem and the microphone and that should be it. It's like that at its core, yes. But people who are afraid to venture out with it, it's just going to be the same thing all the time. So I think technology can help break out of that.
Recently, in an undisclosed location, an underground cipher was held. In attendance were some of the most misappropriated MCs of all time. Not long after, this bootleg was leaked.
Take a poem you got, get up and read it, see how it works. I mean, this to me is, I'm not a RTFM, I'm not a read the fucking manual kind of guy. I'm try it again and again and again. Why doesn't this work? Bang my head against it until I start, things. I'm still learning. Anyone who says they've got it wrapped immediately is someone's gonna come along and prove you wrong. So yeah, I mean, get up, try reading a poem, try it in an open mic first. I don't know, try reading it to your friends. You're at a party, there's a lull. Hey, I got this.
The only reason I haven't come back is your choice of symbol. The cross, be it simple wood or blood diamond drenched platinum. The murdered want to be remembered for their lives and not the weapons that took them.
Now that there's slam organizations in high schools and whatnot, I've seen at South High School they have a monthly slam, and I've seen it out the same night as a football game, and I've seen it outdraw the football. I've seen 150 kids crammed into a classroom on a Friday night with no obligation to be there. Watch poetry.
This is yours, this cellular inheritance. It's not the Atlas boulder you claim to have cast off, but an unfortunate pedestal whose thin air heights can hoodwink even the best of us in the revisionist I know. Because it's mine too.
Yeah, see where one is. Get up on the mic, read something. If, regardless of score, ask the fellow poets in that slam, hey, what'd you think? Hey, what could I do better? Find someone, in your local community that you like and say, hey, man, what can I do? And it may be great advice, it may not be. You'll find out. You'll find out yourself.
We are a heart-shaped audience. Here we are now. Entertain us.